Thank you, Dr. Basil Dayani. The second talk today is Youth of Today, Leaders of Tomorrow by Dr. Lamia Al-Haj, who is the first female Amani to obtain her PhD in structural and molecular biology from the University College of London. Dr. Lamia.
Just the green button. Salam Alaikum. During my preparation for this TEDx talk, I came across a very interesting study done by the United Nations. The study was on the growth and development of countries worldwide. And what really struck my attention was this one country that showed the highest rate of growth and the development in the world. Any idea what that country is? The country is Oman. Surprised? So was I when I first found out. But maybe that just shows how humble we are. Maybe we need to nominate ourselves as the most humble nation in the world as well. Look at this. This is just a few examples of the growth and development of all the basic aspects of life: education, health, infrastructure, energy. I mean, look at the schools. It skyrocketed from just 3 in 1970 to over 1,000 now. Hospitals and clinics from just 14 to over 200. If you really think about it, this is really amazing. I love our country. I love its nature, and I love its people. And what I really want is to see Oman, see my country grow and develop, and continue that rate of growth and development. And that we are brave enough to explore new possibilities with the current oil price downturn, like the biofuels that I'm researching now as alternatives to fossil fuel. And I really hope that we do realize that our biggest resource is not so much under the ground, but above it, in our people. I mean, we are blessed to have a young nation. And I am blessed to work with the youth, the Omani youth, every day. I'm a university lecturer. I work in Sultan Qaboos University, and I deal with young Omani boys and girls all the time, and I love it. I love to see how motivated they are. I love to see how they really want to serve the country and they want to make a difference. And I love to see how sometimes they're so motivated and they just want to get out of their seats and do something for the country. But sometimes I get frustrated. I get frustrated with some of the youth who don't realize the huge potentials they have. Some of them who lack confidence or lack those very important life skills like effective planning and time management and presenting themselves. And some of them who don't aim big or aspire high. They're too fearful to aim and break that glass ceiling. But you know what? I know exactly how that feels. You know that fear that holds you back every time you dare dream big? Or that nasty inner voice that tells you, you will fail. You know, we spoke about fear just a minute ago. I've kind of experienced, there's 3 kinds of fear. I like to call it 3 kinds of fear. There's that kind of momentary kind of fear that, you know, when you get, and the business people will probably kind of nod their head, you know, when you're closing a big deal or making a big decision, that kind of fear, momentarily one. And there's kind of repetitive kind of fear. Every time you sit an exam or give a presentation or talk. And there's that continuous kind of fear. You know, once you're a parent, constantly worrying about your children, well, I've experienced all those kind of fear. You might be thinking that I'm bluffing, yeah, because I'm standing here giving a TEDx talk. Let me tell you this. I prepared a lot for this talk, okay, and I was a nerve-wrack last night, so don't let this fool you. Now, I have a lot of stories to share of how I fought fear throughout my journey, and this is kind of making me worry right now. Okay. So how I fought fear throughout my journey to achieve my dream of being an academic at the university. And my story might not be as remarkable as somebody who, you know, survived a war or lost a limb in a battle zone, or somebody who escaped a near-death experience. But you know what? People think that they need to have that big story in their life in order to share it. But I believe it's the small things that happen in our life more often that really change who we are. And that's why I would like to share with you this one story that changed mine. It was really a game changer in my life. So let me take you to my childhood. Let me know when I bore you, okay? So all my life, when I was a little kid, I was a little girl who got the perfect scores at school. And I grew up getting perfect scores at university. It's kind of like a nice way of saying that I'm a nerd. So actually it was so bad that at some point of my educational career, my parents used to offer me rewards for not getting an A. You heard that right, for not getting an A. It was actually 50 riyals for every course that I did not score an A in. You're probably trying to make some math, like how much money I made? 0. Zilch. I can see the entrepreneur was going, oh my God, you could have made like 500 riyals out of that. Yeah, you see, education was my #1 priority. It became who I was. It became my identity. Let me be the A student. And so life went on, and I graduated top of my cohort at university, and I obtained a scholarship to do my master's and PhD abroad, and I did. I flew to Sydney to do my master's, and there, something unexpected happened. In one of my courses, one of my assignments, I got a C. A C, exactly. You know, that insignificant incident actually crushed me. Now, please, before you start hating me, all right, please allow me to explain. All right, you're probably wondering what the hell is wrong with the C. It's just one C. But it wasn't so much about the grade. It's because I felt like my identity was being threatened. It was who I was being threatened. I was away in Australia, away from my friends and family, so I didn't have my support system. And with a lot of fear and anxiousness, I stopped sleeping. And if you think that missing one night of sleep can cause you problems, then you can imagine, just imagine my mental and health state after 5 consecutive days of no sleep at all. No sleep at all. You might be wondering why the exaggerated reaction. You see, that one action, that one incident that happened made me actually doubt my ability to compete internationally. It was the first time I left Oman. I was always an A student in Oman. I thought, oh my God, I'm in the real world now. Maybe I'm not actually a good A student. Maybe it's just, you know, I was lucky back home. But I thought maybe I can't compete internationally. And as silly as this may sound, that one incident had a domino effect. And it dragged with it 10 other negative thoughts. So that downhill roller coaster ride of lack of confidence, self-doubt, and a lot of fear started. I crashed when I felt like my identity was being threatened. It actually almost paralyzed me from doing my education. I actually paused for some time. It was more like this. It's what I like to call the fear plot. Yeah, the more I thought about my threatened identity, the more fear I developed and the less action I did. I actually didn't take any action. I was just, dwelling in my fear. It paralyzed me. And it actually stopped me from doing my master's for a short while, and a lot of things happened throughout, but at a tipping point of my life, a simple thing like a statement managed to change that fear into positive action. And this is when my dad said, Lemia, you don't have to do your master's. My dad probably doesn't know that, the huge effect that happens after that, so breaking news, Baba. So, he said, you don't have to do that master's. And I thought, okay, slap on the face, wake-up call. I managed to calm down. I relaxed, and I thought, okay, I don't have to do this. I don't have to be perfect. And that's when I realized that my family loved me. It didn't matter what my grades were, and my family was there always for me. And it's also when I realized something very important. And that's that beyond academic skills, which a lot of our youth do have, and a lot of our students do have, it's life skills that we need. The world now is not like before. You can't just memorize and do exam, and you're an A student, and voila, you're going to do well in your life. It doesn't work like that anymore. We need life skills in the world full of competition and pressure like the one we live in today. And that was a lesson learned hard. So, we hear a lot of talks of, dream big and aspire high, and never give up on your dreams. And it's all great stuff. We shouldn't give up on our dream. But sometimes, often in life, when we focus so much on the dream, we tend to be blinded by the obvious, and we forget to take a pause. The pause is not working. Okay. So my dad's simple statement gave me that pause to stop, calm down, and rethink my life. And it's really important to take that pause sometimes in life. With those two lessons in mind, importance of life skills and remembering to take a pause to reflect on our life from time to time, I managed to finish my, I went back to my master's to Sydney, flew back a few months later, completed my master's degree in UNSW, and I also graduated top of my cohort. And then I finished my PhD at UCL London with flying colors, and I became the first Omani female with a PhD in structural and molecular biology in Oman. So I thought, voila, I did it. I achieved my dream. I was just 32, and I thought for a second, hold on a second. Was that my big dream? A PhD? I mean, I still had a whole life ahead of me, and I never thought about it before. And that's when I realized that our dreams need to evolve with us. And we need to step out of a little bubble sometimes and have a greater perspective on life than short-term, academic achievements or short-term, any kind of achievements. We have to have really a big perspective in life. And that's what I tell my students all the time. If there's one thing that I regret and I would do different when I was 16, is I would dream much bigger. I will multiply my dream by 10. So then what happened? Another pause. At the age of 16, being an academic at the university seemed like a crazy big idea. But then what was next? What was coming next? Let's remember that this country and the growth and development I was talking about earlier today was based on a dream of a Omani youth. Our country is built on a dream of a 30-year-old Omani youth. Let's dream big. And that's what I tell my students all the time. But in order to do that, in order to be able to dream big, we need confidence. And we need to instill confidence in our youth. And I would like to take a minute here to address all the parents and the families in the audience, including myself. Okay? We have a major role in shaping the future leaders of this country. Your children today are the youth of tomorrow and the future leaders of this country. And we need to pay attention to that. I'm often asked how I became a confident public speaker. And I hope you don't see my knees shaking right now. But again, let me take you back to my childhood. I was actually in grade 3 at school, and I was asked to recite one sentence in the school assembly. And just like any normal 8-year-old child, I was terrified. I have to speak in front of 500 children in the school assembly. I thought, no way. Went back home, told my parents, and my mom said, Lemia Habibti, it's okay, it's just a little bit of people in front of you, and I'll come with you to school. So she did. And I went to a government school, I must say this. I went to a government school all my life. So for those of you who attended government school, you would know that you'll be able to sympathize a little bit with me here. Because back in the days, no parents would show up in a government school to watch their child in assembly. It was just not cool, But there she was. She came, and I'm really happy that she did. Because her presence and her smile made me very confident. And actually, it was a spark. It was a spark for a long journey of public speaking, being invited to international conferences all over the world, and a lot of media appearance. Until I became confident enough to have my own radio show, The Art of Living, with the support of a great colleague of mine. And more recently, I've been invited to address the Harvard Business School alumni in the Harvard Business School Conference Crossroad that took place in Dubai last year. I would like to take this opportunity, really, if you just give me a few seconds to address my family here from stage and just to say a big thank you for everything that they've done for me, for being here. So thank you very much. Now let us imagine for a moment Omani youth full of confidence, youth who are critical thinkers, problem solvers, and full of creativity. Let us imagine young Omani women who break the stereotypes and become icons for the rest of the world. Let us imagine a separate entity with full ability and capacity to drive positive change initiatives in this country, because they need to address these vital life skills we spoke about today, to be able to move forward with human development. Human development needs to be parallel to the development we spoke about earlier today in the basic aspects of life, and to be parallel with the growth of our youth. Now, I am very proud of where Oman is on the map today. A country that is known worldwide for its coexistence, peace, and tolerance. And I would really like to see it grow further and faster through our youth. I hope this talk gave us all that small pause to refresh our thoughts about the future of the country and the future of our youth. And I would like to be, my final message will be, let us all embark on this journey of human development together. Change must start from within the youth, supported by the family and community at large. And my final slide will be from a verse from the Holy Quran, which is very dear to my heart. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Truly, Allah will not change the condition of people if they don't change themselves. Thank you very much.